Hi, this is a response video to a gent named Pavel who posted a question in the comments section. Please feel free to leave your own comments and questions so that we know what information you actually need and we can get the answers to you as fast as we can. Hey, this is Russ with Winged Saber Historical Fencing. We had a question in the comments from a gent named Pavel about the mechanics of a Moulinet. That is a big topic once you actually get into the internal skeletal structure, and it will vary depending on what Moulinets we're doing. But it's a great opportunity to discuss some basics that would apply to almost any system. If I throw the Moulinet to connect cut 1 to cut 2, for example, I'm going to flex forward a little bit in my skeleton. If I hold myself rigid and do it just from the wrist like Roworth suggests, I get an awful lot of forearm tension. We don't want that for most other methods. So how we cut is going to determine what our mechanics are. The important part to remember here is if you know anything about anatomy, you have different parts of the spine. My lumbar spine does not rotate. It flexes forward and backwards. 4, maybe 5 degrees of rotation is all you get. So if I'm coming around to Moulinet and I'm twisting and turning to throw cuts, we can say I'm moving from the waist, right? I'm moving to block. I move from the waist, I throw my cut. I make a block, I throw a cut. I'm doing this nice and big so it's easy to see on camera. But skeletally speaking, it's not the lumbar spine that's twisting. It's the chest. It's the thoracic spine and the ribs. We consider it to be from the waist because, generally speaking, we're muscle-centric. And that makes sense. Bones have no nerves. You can only sense them in yourself indirectly through the rest of your fibers. The big muscles between your pelvis and your ribs through the waist are connecting those two and helping them integrate. So as I go to make any kind of a Moulinet that has a horizontal displacement, I have to counter-rotate the chest relative to the pelvis, and it's the muscles through the waist that are doing the work. The big name brand ones, like the abdominal obliques, or even some of the little ones, like iliocostalis, which is Latin literally for connects the pelvis to the ribs. You want to keep those mobile so you can move. If I'm doing a vertical Moulinet, I still have to keep them mobile so they can move. I opened my hand that last time. My Lacan instructor would be very upset with me. I have to get shorter here and then longer again. Shorter and longer as I rotate. Because it's the ribs and the thoracic spine that's doing the rotation and most of the side bending that allows me to change my shape, while the lumbar spine stays strong, it flexes forward, it flexes back, it provides the anchor for me to keep all of this upright in space. So when you're practicing your basic Moulinets, Pavel, what you want to become aware of is my back, my waist, my ribs, my chest are all doing things. And specifically, when they do those things, it becomes very easy for the arm to be supported by the skeleton and to make very large movements without tearing up your rotator cuff, because the ribs and the chest will change shape for you, and the shoulders don't have to get torn up trying to do a job they're not meant for. The arms literally hang off the glenoid at the shoulder. It's not a deep connection like you have in your hips. You don't want to use the rotator cuff to power your Moulinets. That's not what they're there for. Those muscles are there literally to hold your arm onto your torso so you don't dislocate yourself. So, quick sum up. You use your ribs, your thoracic spine to move yourself through space. You'll get shorter on one side, longer on the other side. Your ribs will open as your shoulder does, and while the muscular effort to turn you for a Moulinet comes from the waist, it's not your lower spine twisting that creates that movement. You need the entire spine to work together. And later on, we'll talk about that in more depth as I get into the role of the heel and the extensors in making cuts. That'll be a future video once we start the body mechanics playlist. which will be coming in a month or two. Thanks. We've got more videos and content coming, so if you liked what you saw and it was useful for you, please stab the like button, /subscribe, and punch the little bell icon so that you're notified immediately when new content comes available. Thanks, and go do the thing.